Hello and welcome back to another season of the podcast. It has been a hot minute since I have sat down and recorded a podcast episode, and I am so excited to be here. I have been going through an evolution in my life, in my business, in all of the areas, and I finally have the clarity to take action on what I want to take action on. And the podcast was number one on my list. I was like, I seriously need to bring this back because, to be honest with you, I am a long form content girl. I thought that short form video was my jam, and it is definitely my jam and something that I love to do, and it has helped me so much. But long form content is life changing for me, and I love to talk and I love to share. And so I knew that it was time to release a new season of the podcast, share my new magic with the world, share with you some amazing interviews, and really just get back in the flow of recording podcasts again. So we are back, and today I'm going to share with you the evolution that I've been going through in my business and a pattern that I actually broke in August, and just the process that I've been going through. So if you have been following me for any amount of time, you may or may not know that this year I trained for my first bikini competition ever. So I've been wanting to do this since I was out of high school, which my 20-year high school reunion is this year. Holy cow, how the hell are we already at 20 years? But I've been wanting to do it for 20 years. And last year, I finally built the trust up within myself to be able to commit to going after this dream that I've had. And I committed to doing a bikini competition on my birthday, August 5th of this year. And it was one of the most life-changing experiences. And part of the reason that I committed to this is because I needed something outside of my business. I have been growing a personal brand in the online space since 2011. And I know that when I have things going on outside of my business that I am passionate about and that will push me and grow me and really stretch me in different areas, it always rolls over into my business. And of course, I learned so many different lessons through prepping for this bikini competition. In fact, I will do a whole nother podcast episode breaking down my competition prep, stage day, all of the fun stuff. That will be in one of the next upcoming episodes. But today I really wanted to talk about the evolution of my business and the pattern that I broke. So coming to the end of this bikini competition, I started to really feel the pull of wanting something different in my business. And if you have listened to me at all, at any time in anything that I've done, whether it be when I was a health and fitness coach or a content coach or a confidence coach, you know that I always say that those things like weight loss, for instance, or even content is all very surface level. And the work that I do with my clients is so much deeper. The work that I do with my clients is really about learning to trust themselves, is really about shifting their identity, working with their subconscious mind, and really allowing themselves to go after the things that they truly want to go after. And while I was going through this process myself, I just felt a huge disconnect with what I was offering to the world and what I truly wanted to be doing. And when I started to take a step back, when I was feeling this way and kind of looking at the bigger picture, I realized that this is a cycle that I go through every year around this time. Every year around my birthday, every year when summer's coming to an end, I feel a pull to get off the internet, get off social media, and really burn my business to the ground and start over from ground zero and really completely pivot everything. And so the really cool thing when you have self-awareness, or maybe it's not a cool thing, sometimes I'm like, I would just rather not have any self-awareness than know that I'm going through a cycle again and I need to break the cycle. But this year I decided that enough was enough, and I did not want to go through this cycle of burning everything down. Because everything that I have to give to the world is really, it's a building block, right? What I have already created is a foundation for where I want to go. Even if that's a deeper level that I want to go, what I have already done is a foundation. And so we are going to grow and evolve from here. And so my instinct is to start over. My instinct is to burn everything to the ground. My instinct is to rebrand myself completely and start talking about a different subject. But really, when I went back and I looked at the content that I was posting during this cycle and this pattern that I keep repeating every single year, when I look back at my journal entries from this time last year, I always go back to the same thing. The work that I do is so much deeper. I absolutely love content. I absolutely love helping women get their message out into the world. But oftentimes the work that we do once we get behind closed doors is a lot deeper. And I wanted to bring that work to the forefront. I even had the thought of going back to health and fitness coaching, right? Like, obviously I was immersed inside of that life for the 20 weeks that I was on competition prep, and even longer. Like, I prepared for an entire year in order for me to step on stage in a bikini. And again, I'll go over that in the bikini competition episode. But I felt this pull, like, well, maybe I want to go back to doing health and fitness, to helping women lose weight, to helping women feel better in their body. But every time I would try to face that direction and think about what my business would look like, I would get this feeling of, no, that's not what I want to do. The work that I do is so much deeper. The work that I do is shifting people's identity so that they can follow through on those things. I know that there is a million people out there who teach strategy, that love teaching strategy, that love teaching you how to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm sure if you're anything like me, that you have consumed all of that content. You have bought courses, you have worked with mentors, you have gone through certifications and things and learning how to do the thing. But the missing link is taking the action. It's the integration. It's the how do I actually let go of those limiting beliefs, and how do I create a new identity? And what I realized through the process of prepping for a bikini competition is that I am a master at shifting my own identity. I am a master at helping other people shift their identities. And so when it came to the point of feeling like I just wanted to burn my business down and start over, I took a step back and I was like, no, we aren't going to do this. We are going to grow and we are going to evolve from the place that we are at now. And what we have done, everything that I've done up to this point, whether it be health and fitness, whether it be content, whether it be whatever I shared, is just a stepping point to the next level. And so as I played with this, it felt so uncomfortable, right? Because again, my instinct is burn it down and start over. But what I realized is through that pattern, I was just craving that dopamine hit of something being a beginner at something. But the truth is I am not a beginner coach. I am not a beginner marketer. I am not a beginner at building a brand on social media. It's so much deeper than that. And I am so far ahead of being a beginner that I wanted to be able, the self-sabotage was me wanting to lean back on the fact that I was just beginning. When in fact, I'm not beginning at all. I've been in this space since 2011. I've done this work and I know what people really need. And so instead of burning it down, I just decided, you know what, we're going to grow and we're going to evolve from here. And we're going to allow the clarity to come with the action. And what I realized is that I didn't really need more clarity. I needed more alignment. I needed to feel aligned with the message that I was sharing. I needed to feel aligned with the clients that I was attracting to me, right? So often we get focused on what's happening right now, right? Okay, yes, we need to we are in business to make money and we need to bring money in. We have bills to pay. And oftentimes when we get focused on creating that income, we forget the bigger vision. We forget the bigger picture. We forget what it is that we're actually here to do. And so we start to cater to people that maybe we don't necessarily want to work with. And I have learned that lesson. There's been so many lessons that I'll share in upcoming episodes over this year with business. But I've learned who I want to work with and who I don't want to work with. And that's become very, very clear. I am not in any way stepping away from helping people with content. I am just growing and evolving from there. I am officially, if I haven't announced this yet, we're already 10 minutes into this episode, let's get it out, right? If you followed me on Instagram, you probably saw the process of this in my Instagram stories. I've been sharing that like, I don't want to burn my business down. I just want to evolve. And so every like couple weeks, I've been changing my bio on Instagram, and I finally have landed at a spot where I am the life coach for content creators. I am the person who is going to help you create those identity level shifts. I am the person who is going to help you create harmony between your social media brand and your life. I am the person who is going to help you embody what you teach so that when you share your content, it is going to attract your super fan to you, or the person that you're really meant to help. Because when you embody what it is that you are teaching, that energy shows up. I am probably not the person who is going to teach you like, okay, this is the exact content strategy. Yes, I have strategy. Yes, I teach strategy inside of the Confident Content Experience. That program is not going away. It's just getting added to. The work that we do is so much deeper, because I find when you are in alignment, you have clarity, right? This is me, as I was like searching for the clarity, searching for where I wanted to go, when I kind of just needed to release the expectations of having clarity, and I needed to step into an alignment, and I needed to allow myself to grow and evolve into the version of myself that I was meant to be. And honestly, it's kind of funny because I had this moment of this doesn't feel right, whatever it is that I'm doing. But when I look back, I'm like, you're already growing and evolving. You're just like, it's in your messaging. It's in everything that you're sharing. It's in the content you're sharing. It's just time for you to own it. So I got to a point where I had told the coach that I'm working with right now in this mastermind that I'm in, like, I have created this person. I have created this identity shift, but I myself have not allowed me to embody who I've created. And now it's time for me to embody that person. It's not about burning down. It's not about starting from the beginning. If I want to try something from the beginning, I'll do what I did last year and go on another journey, right? Don't worry, I am definitely training for another bikini competition. That'll be in the other episode. But if I want to be a beginner at something, I don't need to be a beginner at something that I already know how to do. I need to be a beginner at something that I have no idea what is going on. And I think I did a podcast episode on this, or maybe I didn't, maybe it was on Instagram, but nothing beats beginner energy. But that doesn't mean that you need to be a beginner every single year. You get to evolve into the next level, into being an intermediate, into being an expert, into whatever step is next for you. You get to be a beginner at that level. So as I'm evolving, as I'm growing, as I have fully stepped into being a life coach for content creators, I'm a beginner here. But that doesn't mean that everything else that I have done in the past doesn't help me in any sort of way or didn't lay a foundation, right? Everything that I have learned since 2011 to now is only taking me to the next step, to the next level. It doesn't mean that I have to burn it down. I see so many people get stuck in the cycle of pivoting. We start to think that, okay, something isn't working, and so maybe we need to pivot. And so then we pivot, and that works for a little while, and then it doesn't work. So then we pivot again. And then all of a sudden we're just going in this circle and we're not moving forward. We're in a cycle of pivoting, and we need to break that cycle of pivoting. I'm not saying that there isn't power in the pivot, because there absolutely is. But are you pivoting more often than not? Because if you are, it's time to maybe grow. It's time to evolve from where you're at. It's time to add on to the foundation that you've already laid and allow yourself to go to the next level. You don't need to start over. You don't need to pivot again. And you need to break that cycle. You know, back in 2019, I pivoted from my network marketing company, from health and fitness, and I jumped into coaching. And that was a pivot that was absolutely necessary. That was a pivot that I had put off for a really long time. But the dopamine and the excitement and the journey from pivoting was something that stuck with me, because I did that around my birthday of 2019. And so when it comes to that time of year, I'm like, ooh, I want to feel that way again. So if I pivot, I can feel that way. But you have to resist that, because that's only going to keep you stuck. That's only going to keep you frustrated. how can you grow? How can you evolve? How can you find that dopamine hit from something else? Find that beginner energy by maybe committing to or doing something else that maybe you've never done before, because of it, that doing those sorts of things is always going to roll over to your business. And doing the work that I know that I'm here to do with women and with men, not just women, because I'm actually working with men now too. When I help people through that process is really when their content starts to take off, is really when they start to attract the people that they really want to work with, is really when their engagement starts to increase. And I fully believe that in order to have a thriving social media brand, we have to have like all-encompassing health, right? We need to be taking care of our physical bodies, of our mental, our mental bodies, our subconscious mind. All of that comes together. And so from here on out, you're going to hear me talking a lot about the subconscious mind, identity level shifts, health and fitness, right? I don't necessarily want to fully jump back into health and fitness coaching, but the work that I am going to be sharing with the world is going to help you in every area of your life, is going to allow you to create the business and the brand that you want to create while also thriving in your life, because I don't believe that it has to be one way or the other. That is a wrap for the podcast episode today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that you are going to enjoy the next couple episodes that are going to be released along with this episode. So if you're ready to binge out on a few more episodes, they are up, they are ready to go, and I look forward to bringing you back weekly podcasts along with amazing guests. If you absolutely loved this episode, please take a screenshot of it, share it on your Instagram, and tag me, and I look forward to recording the next episode. I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.